Hi, I want to go over the steps to solve equations. So like I said in class, most equations are made up of many, many points. And if you don't do certain steps, you're going to lose points. So let's make this easy for you to know exactly what points everything is so that you make sure you do it the correct way. So when we have an equation, equations have the word equal kind of in it. And so you'll always see an equal sign in an equation. That equal sign will stay in the same place as you solve the equation. Here I have an W minus 7 equals 16. Okay? So the first thing that we do is we make sure that we write down the letters WD for what's done and undo to undo it. So what we always do is we ask what was done to the variable, what's done to y or w or x, and then how can I undo it to get it alone? To get the variable alone, we call that solving for the variable. We're getting the variable alone. So here, what's done to that w is we're subtracting 7 from it. I know your mind might be jumping right ahead to the undo, but we always need to write down the what's done, minus 7. So to undo, we're going to add 7, and I'm going to use the letters O, B, S to mean on both sides. So whatever we do to one side of the equal sign, we have to keep the balance by doing it on the other side of the equal sign as well. So think of this as a seesaw with this on one side and this on the other. So here, what's done is subtracting 7. So I am going to show adding 7 on both sides of the equal sign. And then I draw a line. So that, see that plus 7 on both sides? That's worth 2 points. If you don't show the plus 7 on both sides of the equal sign, you're going to lose 2 points right away. So once I do that, I want to see that the reason why I added 7 over here was to cancel it out. So show that cancel. That's worth 2 points. So make sure that you cancel that out and bring the W down. So nothing's holding the W up there, so it just drops down exactly underneath where it was. The equal sign stays exactly where it was. And now we have 16 plus 7. Well, 6 and 6 is 12, so 16 plus 6 would be 22. This must be 23. I want you to then circle your answer. That is worth 2 points. We circle the answer. That's worth 2 points, right? The crossing out was worth 2 points. The adding 7 on both sides was worth 2 points. Now we have to do the check. Guess how much the check's worth? 2 points, right? So the check means that I take my value of W and I actually write check here and I do W minus 7 equals 16, and I replace the W with what W means. 23 minus 7 equals 16. And then I don't just leave it like that. I actually do 23 minus 7, right? I get 13 minus 7, that's 6. Bring down the 1 here. 16 equals 16. So many people will just go W minus 7 equals 16. Um, and just go 16 equals 16. No, you have to actually think it out, figure it out to see if it's true. So again, that's how much the points are worth. So if I have x over negative 9 equals negative 3, what I need to do is ask what's done to the x while it's being divided by negative 9. So one way of showing division is to show it as a fraction. Here, this is a division symbol. Doesn't that look like this, right? With a number up top and a number down bottom, number up top, number down bottom. So our undo is going to be multiplied by negative 9 on both sides. So when we do that, we are going to show that as timesing by negative 9, right? Hey, the WD undo. Yeah, let me push it over here. This WD and undo, that was 2 points, right? The multiplying by negative 9 on both sides, that's worth 2 points. The cross out, the whole reason you're doing is to cross out, that's worth 2 points. That frees up the x to be alone. -3 times -9. Well, let's do the negative part first. If there's an even number of negatives when multiplying or dividing, that turns positive. So this is a positive, and 3 times 9 is 27. That's worth 2 points. Circle the answer, 2 points. Check, 2 points. The check then means that I take the 27 and I divide by -9, and that should equal -3. But I actually do that. I just don't just write that down and say check. I do 27 divided by -9. 3 times 9 is 27. We get a 0, and because it's negative here, I have to have a negative up there. So this -3 equals -3. That checks. So that's all of the points that you have to really think about. That's super important to do that. Okay. Make sure that you follow every one of these steps. And that's it. Thank you for following along, and want to make sure you get all of these points.